Welcome to another edition of Watching the Game, a sports show. I'm your host Idris Mohammed Kudemi, joined once again by Auda Isa and Adam Musleh. So, guys, let's start
What's
off
up?
with recapping the weekend's NBA events. Um, First up after the strike, we had the Bucks closing out the Magic in Game Five. Um, the
No,
Bucks were
not.
leading by a lot. Bucks were leading by double digits most of the game. In the fourth quarter, the Magic made a run, got the lead down to three, but another late run by the Bucks pretty much sealed the deal. Um, it's funny because the Magic probably lost more than they gained from the bubble between all the injuries,
Yeah, 100%.
falling from the seventh to the eighth seed. You know,
Would that have made a difference though?
probably not, honestly.
They still probably would have lost
Yeah,
to the
definitely.
Raptors.
I mean, and
I mean,
then
props to them for getting one game, I guess.
that's true. But they've probably given the Bucks the power of a game one loss to the Magic.
Yeah.
We'll we'll see what happens with them. Maybe Vucevic gets traded, maybe not.
I think the
Um,
Warriors should trade for him. That would
Honestly,
be interesting. That would be good.
if it was something involving the number two pick and Vucevic, if that's because Vucevic could definitely be big for them. Honestly, like as a
Yeah,
center,
especially if they want to go all out now on Stephen Clay's final couple years, like in their primes.
like
That would be a
Steph,
really
Steph,
good big three.
Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, Vucevic as a starting five. That's pretty damn solid,
That's a
honestly.
really good, yeah.
That would be a really good team.
Hmm.
Definitely. But yeah, like I said, Magic probably lost more than they gained from the bubble. Let's move on to the second game of the weekend. Westbrook's return and the Rockets dismantled the Thunder. Not exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting a closer game. It was close in
Yeah,
the first
same.
half. Schroeder was going off, but
The
then
Thunder just played terribly. The Thunder just played terribly, dude. There's like no other way around it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the third quarter,
Horrible
Houston
shooting.
went off. Guys couldn't miss.
Gallo and SGA combined for 5 points. That's unacceptable.
That is
That's
not
a
something you expect, honestly, especially considering the way they've been playing this year.
yeah.
I
Two
mean,
really solid players. You need more than that from them.
I mean,
Especially if they want to win and force a game seven, they're gonna need way more than 5 points combined.
Yeah.
especially because Westbrook barely did anything. I mean,
I
he
mean,
had 7 points.
He
he
had
had
lim-
7 assists.
he had
He had
limited
seven point
minutes.
seven assists.
He had limited minutes though.
Played
Yeah,
23 minutes. Yeah.
I just, it's just kind of weird that the Thunder played so well in the regular season, but they're clearly overmatched right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the lack of playoff experience
It's
for
Could
not.
be.
guys
Yeah.
for
Yesterday was a
guys besides
lack of
CP3.
offense. Only
Their
80
offense, yeah, they're
Only
like
80 points. That's not enough to beat the Rockets.
The three guard
if you're gonna
lineup
beat the
isn't
Rockets,
working.
if you're gonna beat the Rockets, you have to put up
If
points
you
and
only score 80 points against the Rockets, it's the least amount of points the Rockets have given up since they hired Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah.
Like that is
you,
terrible.
you know there's something wrong if you only. Steven Adams had 12 points. Steven Adams actually was one of the highest scorers. It went Schroeder with 19, Paul had 16, and then Adams had 12.
They still have to
Uh,
score more.
Schroeder and Tucker got ejected. That was pretty funny because Tucker basically headbutted him. But because of the playoffs, they're not going to suspend either one of them,
Yeah.
which still bothers me. How, like, you're not supposed to suspend guys in the playoffs, and yet a few years ago, Draymond Green got suspended in the finals. Like, bruh,
That
I
was
mean,
cause no, that was he had a certain amount of technicals. So
yeah, I know, but it's the playoffs. We don't suspend guys in the playoffs. But yeah, Rockets and Thunder play Game 6 tonight. We got the Rockets probably winning this
Yeah,
game.
Rockets in 6. I had Thunder in 7 until Russ came back, and this game happened. Losing by losing by 34 is not a good look.
Yeah, originally I had the Rockets in 7, but after the first couple games, I changed it to 6. I just really I didn't realize the Thunder would be this inept at the beginning of the series, and now looking at the end.
Again,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and let's last game of Saturday. The Lakers also the West number one seed were able to close out the Blazers. A lot of players for the Blazers were injured, including Damian Lillard. They had to play a guy I'd never heard of before. A couple guys I'd never heard of before, but they actually
And
hung
that's
with the Lakers for most of the game. My boy Melo, I told you guys he would go off.
I told you guys. I was actually surprised, shocked how close they were able to keep
It
it.
was a close game until AD took over late in the fourth.
Yeah,
I mean, 43-9. My God. And then LeBron 36, 10 and 10.
what a beast. And they both shot extremely efficiently, 78% from the field for Anthony Davis, 74% from the field for LeBron James. So that's what you love to see from your two best players.
It's really too bad because McCollum and Anthony did all they could, really. But
Yeah.
like Melo
Whiteside
and
selling the bag with 2 points.
Whiteside got into foul trouble, and considering all the injuries they already had, that basically also helped screw them over. I wonder how the Blazers will look next year. Obviously Lillard will be back, McCollum will be back. Nurkic is under contract. They'll probably bring back Melo. Hood and
Is
Ariza will be back.
is Whiteside under contract?
Oh yeah, and Trent will be back. No, Whiteside's a free agent. I wonder. That's probably like
There's no way they bring back Whiteside. No one's re-signing him. There's just no way.
yeah. I mean, with Zach Collins, they probably won't. But at the same time, he was not that bad. The past couple games.
Dude, he was bad. He averaged. Doesn't even show me his postseason average. Awesome.
I think
He's
if they run it back, unless they make any big changes, they're probably again like a 5 to 8 seed.
yeah, with this team. If they no. I don't- Unless Anthony Simons can continue to like develop into something really good, like a really good sixth man for them.
That's definitely possible.
And then we don't know really the severity of Damian Lillard's knee injury.
Yeah, I'm making this assumption based off he'll be back. I hope so. It would be bad if he was out. If he's out an extended period of time, this is not a playoff team,
Yeah, 100%. I
especially
don't
in the
think
West.
I don't think McCollum can carry them like a whole season.
Definitely. So Lakers moving on to the second round. And
Likely will
then
face the Lakers. The Rockets.
yeah. Um, now let's move on to Sunday's action. Um, so we had first game. We had the Eastern semifinals starting. Boston and Toronto. If you remember a couple weeks ago, they played in one of the seeding games, and Boston blew them out. And this game was pretty similar, just not as much of a blowout. Um, what was the final score? It was
No, it was only like a 16-point game, I think.
at the end, but I was watching the Celtics
18-point game.
Celtics held that lead for like most of the game. The Raptors got within 9 like once, but they never got close. Never got close enough to
They had
make it a serious
a
game.
17-point lead at halftime, and they just didn't look back after that.
I'd like I maybe the Raptors came out flat, but they didn't look like they made many adjustments considering the Celtics team with
Dude,
Gordon Hayward blew them out couple weeks ago. Like we're forgetting Gordon Hayward isn't playing right now. He might be back for if they make the conference finals.
I don't know if this is maintainable though for the Celtics. Are you gonna? You can't really rely on Marcus Smart to drop 21 points, shooting 5 for 9 from three, like all the games.
That's true, but Tatum didn't have his best game yesterday.
True. Here, Kimbo had 18. He only took 11 shots.
I mean, even without Gordon Hayward, they have three guys you can easily get 20 points per game. That's even
Yeah,
without like, and Tice played pretty well yesterday too.
Tice isn't bad. I kind of like Tice.
The commentators were hyping up Time Lord so much because he was like 6 for 6, perfect game. I mean, it is true, like you said, like the Raptors didn't have the guy who could just take them out of a hole in that
Yeah,
situation. But at the same time, there's really no excuse for how badly they played.
yeah, true. Let's look at their points. Van Vliet had 11 points. You need a lot more out of him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Siakam 13 points. He's supposed to be your number one guy. He went 5 for 16, 0 for 3 from three. You need a lot more from him. Lowry didn't have a terrible game. He had 17 points, but he went 5 for 12, including 1 for 5 from three. They shot really poorly today.
Mm.
Shot 25% from three. Yeah, it was just overall a good game from the Celtics and a bad game from the Raptors.
How do we see the rest of the series going?
Um,
You still think the
dude, I
Raptors
don't
will
know. I think so as well, but only because I'm looking at the bench points right now for the Celtics. I mean, they have like very little production off the bench. They had 22 bench points yesterday. Yeah,
win?
I think it'll still go 6 or 7, but I think the Raptors will win. I think they'll get their stuff together. Nick Nurse is a very good coach, and they have that experience.
Oh, I'm gonna disagree with you guys. I think we've seen the Celtics do this to them twice now in the past 3 weeks. I think this Celtics team is ready to take down the Raptors. I think the Raptors will figure it out, force the game 7, but I Celtics overall are probably more talented, and I
I
think could
agree.
end the series. I would
I agree,
say,
but I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna fall apart. I don't know why.
especially if they got Hayward back at the end of the series, that would also be great.
Yeah. If they get Hayward back, then I might have to change my pick.
Mm. All right, and then moving on to second game from yesterday. The Clippers successfully closed out the Mavericks. Um, Another game that was pretty close going into halftime, but the Clippers blew it open during the third quarter, and the Mavericks were never able to really get back into it. Um, so Doncic's first playoffs ends. Um, Quite a remarkable, memorable one indeed. It's too bad that Porzingis had to miss the last 3 games. They
Yeah,
would have gone
it would probably,
7.
yeah, they definitely would have gone 7. Because you think
Um,
about it, they should have won game one if Porzingis doesn't get ejected, and then the
Paul
other
George
three
had
games.
another good game. Maybe he's finally getting rid of the playoff P demons.
Oh, I wouldn't say a good game. Yeah, He had 15 points on 6 of 19, so I wouldn't say a good game. I'd say like a decent game.
Oh, it's my bad. He was doing well in the first half. He was and then I guess I didn't realize that he wasn't playing well in the second half. Kawhi had his usual Kawhi game.
Zubac with 15 and 11.
Oh
If
yeah,
we can get that, if we can do that consistently, these guys are scary.
Zubac was crazy. Honestly, I'm glad they ejected Marcus Morris yesterday. I was getting sick of
He
him.
freaking he karate chopped Luca. That's
Wasn't
unacceptable. They gotta find him.
They're definitely gonna find him. Honestly, considering how deep the Clippers are, him getting suspended is honestly a decent possibility. But it was flagrant still. It wasn't like a crazy incident. I could still,
True.
even if he goes out, I don't think it'll hurt the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder when Beverly's coming
Last
back.
game of the night.
Uh,
No,
Beverly
Beverly wasn't playing.
they keep holding him out. I don't know when they plan on bringing
I
him back.
think it's a calf injury or something.
Something like that. But yeah, Clippers are now awaiting the results of the last game of the weekend. The Nuggets successfully forced the game 7. Gary Harris came back yesterday, but the main attraction was again freaking Jamal Murray, who must
Dude, that
be
dude's he's
must
so
be
he's
on
so good.
something. I mean, he
He,
absolutely must be on something. Like Mike,
he's trying to get his girl into the bubble.
now.
50 points. That's insane. Efficient too, dude. He was so efficient yesterday. I agree with you. Because
I
the
like
number twos in Jokic and Conley, they did about the same. Jokic had 22, Conley had about 21. So it's really dependent on Murray and Mitchell.
the energy Mitchell showed after the game. He was pissed. I really think he's gonna come out Game 7 and outperform Murray.
Did you guys see him, that post game interview? He just seemed like overwhelmed with emotions and he seemed just like exhausted.
Yeah. I mean,
They'll get him
yeah,
real rested. I think it could be a coin flip, to be honest. Because if you think about it, the Nuggets are gonna come out like we won these past 2 games. We're not just gonna come out here flat and just get blown out. Like Jazz might blow a 3-1 lead. It's crazy.
nah, I don't think so. I think you guys close it out. I mean, we're still talking about a team that probably most people wrote off right when they heard Conley would miss 3 games. Probably most people wrote off
Yeah, we
after Bogdanovich was out.
guilty. I did that. I thought Bogdanovich is out. They didn't. I didn't think they would be able to put up points like that. Mitchell just doubled his point average. I guess
Yeah.
went
So yeah,
from went from 22 to 38.
it was decent. It's gonna be an exciting Game 7. I honestly thought there would be more Game 7s, but
Me
I'll
too. I
take
think,
I'll
dude,
take this off.
all the semifinals might go 7 games, or at least 6.
On the East side, I think they definitely will go 7. West side,
Who do you guys
6.
think puts up a better fight for against the Clippers, the Nuggets or the Jazz?
Uh,
I think
honestly,
it's
that's a
I think it's
tough
the
one.
I think it's the Nuggets. Just the way like they can use Jokic. Jokic is definitely a better offensive player than Gobert. So that's why like Gobert wouldn't be that big of a problem for the and that's
The
definitely not
Jazz,
that's
the
definitely not the
Jazz.
Nuggets.
Yeah, the Jazz are a much better defensive team. I think they would provide a bigger test, a bigger issue, but not by much. It would be close.
You guys see what's it called? Either of them being able to win?
Nah, especially
No shot.
especially if Beverly comes back healthy. I mean,
Yeah, to just
we're talking about the Nuggets are
go
still
ahead.
missing. Even if the Nuggets win and Harris is back fully healthy, even if then they're still missing Will Barton, and if the
Yeah,
Jazz make it through, they're still missing Bogdanovich. I don't think so. I think either loses in six. Um, but yeah. Oh, and then last thing about our NBA, we got game one of Bucks Heat tonight. Who do we got in this series?
Heat
Hmm.
will win the series. I think. I think the Bucks come out win this game, but the Heat will win the series. Actually, call me crazy, but I think this game will decide the series. Does that make sense? If the Heat come out and they just like beat the brakes off the Bucks, like they can hold Giannis to 20, 22 points. Jimmy has a really good game. All the like their young guys play really good, and they win this game by like 10, 15 points. And I think just the Heat will ride off that momentum and win in six. But if Giannis comes out dominates, then this will probably go to the Bucks. It depends on Middleton. That's like the big question. Is Middleton going to play good? Yeah, they got Crowder and Bam.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because the Heat beat them twice in the regular season, and the third game when they were playing without a couple key guys, they were winning. For a lot of that game too. I think I'll
I
take the
think
Bucks in game one and to win the series in seven.
I
Um,
think the
I just think
series
Giannis is
depends
gonna
on game
play
one.
too. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that concludes our NBA segment. Let's move on to our NFL segment. Let's start with a couple of big transactions over the weekend. Um, so yeah, first, Yannick Ngakwe got traded from the Jaguars to the Minnesota Vikings for a 2021 second rounder and a 2022 conditional fifth round pick. Um, I hate this trade just because it makes the Vikings better.
Yeah. Everson Griffin, what's it called? Replacement.
I mean, they didn't.
He's not bad. Like you can't call him just like a scrub. He's definitely a solid player.
Edge wasn't their biggest need, but I mean, you can never have enough edge rushers.
Definitely makes him. Yeah, definitely makes him better.
Yeah, especially considering how much he wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I think we were
Hella
kind of
picks. Hella
yeah,
picks. Yeah.
we were kind of on the fence about who to put second, who to put third in the North. I think this makes us put Minnesota second. It's still close, definitely, but
Definitely close. You could honestly just like close your
they
eyes and pick out of a hat who's gonna finish 1, 2, and 3 in the NFC North.
they had a decent defensive end in Ife Denigbo. They didn't like I said, it's not their biggest need, but adding
Hmm.
him definitely always still improves the team,
Yeah.
especially considering second round pick isn't that bad. Now he's not great against the run, but that's not why they're picking him up. NFC North doesn't have great offensive tackle play too. Frick. Yeah, most for the most part, besides him, not great. Like Leno is average, Decker is average. Everyone else, everyone
Hate
else
Leno.
really isn't that
Dude's
good.
trash. Dude
Now,
just stands there. He's a freaking
no,
statue.
no, no. I will not. Yeah, that
So,
was a terrible game, but
bro, don't get me started on Charles
Matthew
Leno.
is worse. Matthew
Both of
is
them are
worse.
terrible. We could have just like a 30-minute podcast of us just complaining about them too, bro. I swear
I
to God.
I hope we are not talking about this after week one.
We probably will, just knowing the Bears.
All right. Let's move on to the other big transaction. The Jaguars continued their fire sale and released Leonard Fournette. I'm sorry to me and to everyone who did their fantasy drafts. But I'm sure he'll find a team to sign with and have a decent role with.
You know, the funny thing is, I was drafting last night in my family league and I was considering getting him. Thank God I passed up on him.
I was for the most part avoiding him, but if he fell, I would pick him up. Um, I just don't
Yeah.
understand why. Like, okay, so no team wanted to trade for him because he had a yeah, decently high cap hit.
I don't believe that. That's cap.
It's also a douche move by the coach to be like, yeah, we couldn't find any takers for him. That was a douche thing to say.
But I don't get releasing him though. Like maybe if they had like maybe if they drafted like someone in the second or third round, or like they had a young promising guy. I think there's like no reason for them to drop him.
Fantasy peeps, make sure to pick up Raquel Armstead. Now he'll probably get most of the work in Jacksonville's backfield.
Yeah, but he's random, so it doesn't matter.
Uh,
Dude, someone said the Bucks, and I kind of like that.
all right, the teams that it would make the Bears would make some sense. Um, Buccaneers. Let's see who
Maybe
else.
even maybe even the Rams. Dude, you know,
Rams.
what if the Cardinals go out and get him?
Nah, the Cardinals will probably roll with Drake. Um,
Yeah, they paid
yeah, I don't think they have any cap space this year.
they paid so many players.
Oh, Washington. Washington. Football team.
The football team.
Um, Now they have a bunch, and they have
Yeah, they
Damian
have
Harris too. They picked him in the third
Burkhead.
round.
They
Maybe
have a ton.
Pittsburgh.
I kind of like
Nah,
that.
they have
They have,
Howard and Breida though.
I mean, is Fournette not better than one of them? Fournette's definitely better than at least Breda. Yeah, Mostert, Breda, and Coleman.
I just think it was stupid for the Jaguars to release him. It's like there's no point.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't see any other except the teams we named. He'll probably sign by there soon. Probably by the end of this week.
What if the Seahawks get him?
Now they have. Now the
They have
Seahawks have
they have Chris
Carson.
Carson, but do they like him though? He fumbles a lot.
Yeah, they
Dude,
like him, and don't forget they have Rashad Penny.
true. Yeah, they really like Rashad Penny, young guy.
All right, let's move to our last segment of the day. We'll continue our NFL preview with the NFC East. Last season the Eagles repeated as division champions at actually no, my bad. They were division champions, but the Cowboys were the year before. Um, yeah. So, Cowboys new coach in the house with Mike McCarthy. They finally fired Jason Garrett. The Giants have a new coach in Joe Judge, and Washington has a new coach in Ron Rivera. Let's start with the Cowboys. Um, I think so. Dak is back. He's on the franchise tag. We'll see how if that he led the. I think he led the or no, he was second in the league in passing yards last year, right? And I think Winston was first. He was definitely top five. Um, Zeke Elliott, obviously another top five running back in the league.
They
Um,
made some. They made some good moves during the offseason as well.
oh, still though, I mean, interesting. So they drafted what's his face.
CD CD Lamb.
Oh yeah, they drafted C.D. Lamb. So they definitely have the best wide receiver core in the division with Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup. Um, Tight end Jason Witten is no longer. They're relying on Blake Jarwin this year.
He's
Travis
not.
Frederick retired at center, so that definitely hurts them. But they still have a solid offensive line. They made a
They,
lot of moves in the division. I would argue between them and the Eagles, but the Eagles have a bunch of injuries that we'll get to. Yeah. We'll get to that. Um, Defensive line, like I said, they made a bunch of moves. They
they
signed
got
McCoy,
Gerald
but then
McCoy,
McCoy
Dante Paul.
But McCoy got injured, so they released him. They did get Dontari Poe. They got
I
they
think
got Everson Griffin.
their defense definitely improved, and also drafting Trayvon Diggs.
Oh, they also signed Alden
True.
Smith. Alden Smith making his NFL return.
yeah, they did
Um,
lose Byron Jones.
yeah, that's why
That's
they
why they
drafted
drafted
him.
Trayvon Diggs though to replace Byron Jones.
Haha.
They have Hava. Haha. Oh yeah,
They might sign Earl Thomas. We'll see. Shidobi Awuzie is their other corner. He'll need to step up this year, and Jordan Lewis too. And then lastly, they still have a solid young pair of linebackers in Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. So honestly, this team underperformed last year. 8-8 for all the talent they have.
This is a 10-win team. I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at the schedule. This is a 10-win team at least.
That's
Only
what I'm
because
saying.
their schedule is really weak. I mean, they have 4 free wins in the division basically, with the Giants and the football team. Maybe the Giants aren't a free win, but they probably. I don't think they can. They maybe they'll split. Maybe they'll split with the Giants, but I think they'll sweep the Giants. They play the Bengals. That's a win. Cardinals. I think the Cardinals will be better than last year, but still probably not able to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, I've got them at 10-6. They have a pretty rough I mean, at some point they play the Eagles, the Steelers, and the Vikings, and then a week against Washington and then the Ravens. So that's pretty tough.
hmm
Also, their start isn't the easiest. Rams, Falcons, Seahawks, Browns. I think they'll go something like 2-2, 3-1 there. Actually, I don't know about 3-1, 2-2, but I still think the
Two and two probably. Yeah.
rest of the schedule, they should be 10-6. I don't even think McCarthy is that good of a coach, but it's like Garrett was really bad.
Literally, anything's an upgrade over Jason Garrett. They could have got a water bottle to replace Jason Garrett, and they would have been better.
The clapper is gone, Cowboys fans.
Yeah,
All right. So next we'll go to the Eagles. If Wentz stays healthy,
that's a huge if. True,
uh,
yeah, I forgot the draft Hurts.
yes, using a second round pick on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but I mean, they like Jalen Rieger, then sure.
Yeah. So running back Jordan Howard is gone. They'll be relying more on Miles Sanders and
I like
Boston Scott.
I like Miles Sanders. I think Miles Sanders is a beast.
They
Uh huh.
they revamped their wide receiver group. Um, like you said, picking Rager. Um, they
They got
they still have
Marquise.
Alshon and
Good.
Deshaun Jackson, but they're clearly not relying on those two injury prone guys as much. They drafted a couple of other speedsters later in the draft, and they traded for Marquise Goodwin, but he opted out. They also have Greg Ward. So as long as there aren't any injuries to that wide receiver group, should be solid. Yeah, Ertz and Goddard obviously helps ensure in case the wide receivers suck again.
They got
And
my
their
boy Big
offense,
Play Slay.
it's too bad because their offensive line probably is great, but Brooks, one of the better guards in the league, is out for season, and Andre Dillard, who they were planning on becoming the new left tackle, is also now out for season. So they no Jason Peters, no they re-signed him. They were gonna play him at guard, but now they have to move him back to left tackle. So right now they're pretty fine. They're fine at tackle and center, but their guards are gonna be a little weak this year. So it'll be interesting to see how much that hurts them. Then on the defensive side of the ball,
They got better. Yeah,
oh yeah, they lost
but
Malcolm Jenkins. They tried to get a cheap replacement in Will Parks. So and then they got Sidney Jones, Avante Maddox. To hope those guys can step up. Jalen Mills moving to safety.
he's not bad. Or Jalen Mills. Yeah,
Um,
Rodney
Roger
McLeod.
McLeod by him. Their D line obviously is pretty solid. Got Graham, Fletcher Cox, Derek Barnett,
And they signed Javon Hargraves.
Javon
Their
Hargrave. That
defensive
was
line.
pretty.
Their defensive
Obvious,
line is really good.
but only problem is the linebackers are bad, very
Yeah.
bad. Um, bunch of random dudes. Nathan Jerry, T.J. Edwards, Duke Riley.
Good stuff. that's that's not optimal for them.
Um, taking a look at their schedule. Open the season against Washington.
That's a win.
Um, let's see. I would say this team. Hmm. I think this team is like 9-7, 8-8.
No, I think they're 9-7, 8-8, 8. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
some tough games. They play the Ravens, the Steelers,
they got a tougher schedule than Dallas. Um,
they play the 49ers as well. Packers. They play some tough teams.
8-8, 9-7. Yeah. All right, let's move on
They
to
could
the
have still won the
Giants.
division though if they can sweep the
Uh,
Cowboys.
yeah, they definitely can. We'll see. Let's move on to the Giants. Um, they'll be hoping for Daniel Jones to take a step up. Um, I'm still not a big believer in him. Very turnover prone. Um,
You just gotta take care of those fumbles, man.
and then obviously Saquon, one of the top running backs in the league.
And they got
Um,
offensive line help in the draft.
definitely improved the O line. They'll be hoping Evan Ingram can stay healthy. Not a bad group of receivers with Golden Tate, Darius Slayton, and Sterling Shepard.
I like that. I like those two. I think that's very viable.
And then defensively,
They got Xavier McKinney from Alabama.
oh yeah, but he got injured.
Well, he
And
did.
then yeah, that's why they signed Logan Ryan today. Another pretty decent move. So Logan Ryan with Jabril Peppers at safety. That's not bad.
Definitely
Um,
not bad. They got Blake Martinez, but we already said we don't really like him like that.
they have James Bradbury at one of the corner spots, but the other corner spot is a mix of a bunch of nobodies. Right now, our lads has it listed as a starter. Montre Hard, the guy the Dolphins just waived not that long ago. So not
Oh,
ideal.
that's not. That's not. It's not
Um,
good.
linebackers, Marcus Golden is pretty solid, but besides that, David Mayo, Blake Martinez, Lorenzo Carter, guys need to prove themselves, get better. And then Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence could be solid.
This team definitely won't be as bad as they were last year. That's for sure.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
Yeah, but they definitely got better, like talent wise.
They got a tough schedule.
Damn, they do. They play Steelers, Bears. Oh, that's a brutal first 4 weeks. Steelers, Bears, 49ers, Rams, and then they play the Cowboys. Then finally they play the football team, Eagles, Buccaneers, football team again, Eagles, Bengals. Dude, their schedule is freaking brutal. Oh my god.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I changed my mind. 4-12.
4-12, 5-11.
Dude, I think talent-wise, they're a 6-10 team. They can win 6, 7 games. But this schedule is freaking brutal. Like only winnable games, maybe against the Browns, maybe against the Cardinals, Bengals. They play the football team twice. They'll probably split. This is a 4-12 team. But I think they can play some of these teams close. They might be able to play the Rams and the Steelers close, the Cowboys and Eagles close, but I don't think they'll be able to win too many games.
Yeah, it'll be tough for them. I got them 4-12, 5-11. Um, let's move on to Washington, the football team. Um, as Alex Smith is back as their backup quarterback, so that's good. Um, they too are also hoping for their last year's rookie quarterback to take a step up in Dwayne Haskins. They recently released Darius Geis after some allegations, so they'll be rolling this year with the running back group of including AP, Antonio Gibson, Peyton Barber, and Bryce Love. That'll be an interesting backfield.
I like Bruslov. He was really good at Stanford.
Um, Not so good at receiver. Besides McLaurin, they really don't have much. Um, they'll be hoping for Antonio Gandy Golden to be good, another rookie this year.
They're
Um,
they're young. That's what.
they
So they like to say.
have they really don't have any good tight ends.
Yeah, cause
Um,
Jordan Reed. He's always wait. Did he leave or is he just injured again?
no, he left.
Oh, that dude's always injured anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right side of their old line is solid with Morgan Moses and Brandon Scurv, but Trent Williams, yeah. But then the left side of the old line is pretty weak. Defensively, they have a very good front seven. Um, they got Kerrigan. They drafted Chase Young. Remember
Oh yeah, they did. That's
Montez, Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. They signed Thomas Davis,
that's very scary actually.
and they also have Matt Ioannidis. And they got a stacked front seven, which should definitely help with
With their subpar back not backfield.
secondary. They got
Their secondary.
Kendall Fuller. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's not as bad as I thought. You got Kendall Fuller, Sean Davis, Landon
Fabian
Collins.
Moreau.
Fabian Moreau is the
Oh,
weak
they do
spot
have
there.
Landon. They do have Landon Collins. I forgot about that. They still have Josh Norman or no?
No, he's been gone for a while.
Dude, that's so unfortunate. Josh Norman went. Josh Norman went from like one of the best receivers in the league, and then he decided to sign with the Redskins. And why would he go to the
Um,
Redskins? That literally ruined his career.
uh, so I don't know about this team. Probably 3-13, 2-14, 4-12 ish, somewhere in that
Let's look
range.
at their
Two and
schedule.
14 to 5-11.
Hmm. Play the Panthers and the Lions, so it's easier than the. Yeah, that defense is nice. So they'll probably have like 4-12 again.
Yeah, I just you know combine. We'll have to see about them. I don't have much faith.
I just don't like their offense. No running back unless one of the AP is getting old, and then all those young guys unproven.
Mm. Yeah, we'll see about it. Um, but yeah, that concludes our NFC East preview, and that also concludes our episode for today. Um, for Adam
True.
Leclerc and Ardai Sam Idris Hamdani saying so long, and we'll see you again on Wednesday.